All right, here we are. We're live, and he actually clicked live for me, and I didn't, so it wasn't up to me, and I didn't forget. Welcome, and welcome, Frank.
Well, hi, Paul.
Sunday Night Ragchew, guys, back again. Have Frank here joining me. I don't see anybody in chat yet. Let's go, people. I know you're all tired from field day, but
that and they were probably overwhelmed. Hayden went an hour later than he normally does, and so Hayden and Tank streamed over each other. They crossed the streams.
Yeah. They crossed the streams. I guess they don't know they're not supposed to cross the streams.
Oh, usually Hayden's the hour before Tank, and then it goes Tank and then Jason. So today's been a whole mess.
Yeah, Tank had me on today because I went up to Bridgeport to check out. Digital Rancher invited us. Frank and Mike and Jason were up there as well. So I checked out the whole setup, which was pretty cool. And Frank did a great video on it. So that was a great setup. So tonight, welcome Sunday Night Ragchew. Tonight's going to be a little bit shorter, back to kind of the usual, because I spent a little too much time away from the YL this weekend. So
there's Andy Cowley in the chat.
Andy, so it's official. We can start now. Thanks, Andy. Welcome, brother. So yeah, tonight's just going to be a quick, kind of a standard 30 to 40 minute Ragchew, just about what I'd like to call CommsPacks. I know a lot of times we call it ManPack. I get a lot of my ideas and stuff from Tech Prepper. He's got all those great ManPack ideas. Julian at OH8STN, of course, it's pretty much all he does is remote GoKit type ManPack setups. So in my about a month or two ago, I made a video kind of showing what I'm going to do, and I'm going to record over time as I build my ManPack. And so tonight is just going to be focused on the radio frame and all the connections. And those are all going to be from armoloq, which is why I put armoloq on the thumbnail that you're seeing behind me. Do you have anything from armoloq, Frank?
I do not, but I know they are fantastic handrails, guardrails, and more. And I'm going to drop their link in the chat.
Yeah. I was hesitant at first because they're not cheap by any means. They're not Baofeng prices.
No.
But you're right. These things are solid. And when I see someone like Gaston, the Tech Prepper, using stuff like this and how durable he claims them to be, and you can see him using them, I don't question it. And I'll pay a little extra for that durability, even though I won't be doing this stuff to his level.
Well, we'll do this real quick. Let me come back up here to the top, allow, and boom, there we go.
Nice. Very good.
This is for the FTM 500, which is what I have, but I have mine.
You just got that, right? Or no?
It's been about a year, and it's going to have to go back to Yaesu again for power supply issues.
Oh, whoops.
Don't get me started on that one. We'll be here for 2 hours.
What was the short? We can save that for next week's Ragchew.
Yeah.
What was the short I just saw? And it was like peeling the sticker off for an ASMR short, which made me laugh.
Oh, man, that's been a year now since
I
really?
Put that out. And it just popped up for me.
For those that like commercial gear, yes, armoloq has for the XPR, which is the DMR radios, as well as the P25 radios. But let's see.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the top there, you see all the menus, and so they don't just do 891. I mean, just HF. Yeah. He's got them all, even GMRS.
Yeah, because I see the Midlands here as well.
Yeah, I need to pull one more thing up while you show that. You can show. So you have the 500, and yeah, they've got the whole pack for all that stuff. Let me pull up one thing real quick because I forgot something.
They have a sale that ends today. 10% off all products with code ARMFD24. So
oh wow,
go get your armoloq today and use that code.
I did want to check one thing. I'm so bad. I think his name is Seth, and now I got to check. I think it was Seth.
New York Seth or another Seth?
Well, Seth here at armoloq.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want to get it wrong, so let me double check here. Yeah, Seth.
And
So I got back and forth with Seth because, and I'll show you in a minute with my USB issue. So I wanted to check real quick. He said that the USB kit would be out later this month. And let's just look real quick here. 891. Oh, it might be components actually. No, that's Digirig. All right, let me go under 891. Okay, I don't see it. It might be somewhere else. Is there one that, not videos? Let's just look at components maybe.
so while you're doing that on your background there, I see Ryan K5TAR's in the chat now. Evening, Ryan.
Welcome, Ryan. Yeah, I don't see it. So anyway, Seth there at armoloq, and I'll show you what I've got here. So I've got the Yaesu 891, and you can see they've got it down. You can buy the whole kit. And when it says this TP891B, you can buy everything, and it gives you all the specs here. But you can buy it with whatever accessory pieces you want. Once you click on purchase, you'll see down here below it. See, here's the antenna extension. Here's the rails, and I guess that's what you get with the $140. When you scroll further down, you'll see, so this is after you've clicked on purchase on your radio. You'll see the quick view of the different things they have. So here's the Digirig mount.
Here, Paul, we'll make this easy because you're blocking.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to switch.
No, that's okay. Here, I got you.
Oh, you got it.
So we're sharing my screen here.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So you can see all the options there. I don't see, yeah, he still doesn't have the USB posted yet. So initially, this is all I saw, and I had this Rig Blaster plug and play as this was my digital interface. I've been using it for years. It's great. It's lots of cables and very long cables, which can be helpful, but it uses the digital accessory port. Okay, so looking at that website, that was one of the first things I bought was actually, let me switch to this cam. So it's one of the first things I bought, which was for the accessory port, and that would extend it out so that then you would plug in the Rig Blaster at the front of the radio. But now with the Digirig, I don't need that, so that was kind of a wasted purchase, I guess. But let's start with the radio. I look really bright. Am I too bright because I got all these lights on the...
Just on that one side a little bit, but...
Okay. So here's the 891. All right. So you can see here, you can still access the buttons, the top. You can access all the buttons. Welcome, Michael.
And Wes is in there too, Mr. Mudd's Radio Time.
Did I see? Oh, Wes as well. Welcome, Wes. And to take the face off, because it has a removable face plate, you can access the buttons here as well. So everything's accessible with his systems. He's got the cutouts for everything. And then the idea is, of course, beyond protection. You can look at the back here. It's protected probably a good 3 or 4 inches deep. And so that protects the radio. Then the idea with these accessory kits that they sell is to bring all these ports forward so that when it's in a backpack, if you guys have seen Gaston on Tech Prepper, and I'm sure some others, they've got it in a pack, and then you have all the ports sticking out here so you can access everything in the pack that's all forward, sticking out, so you don't have to pull the radio out of the pack. So what we'll do is we'll attach, let me turn it around so you can see it this way. So what we want to do is we want to attach each one of them. So I'm not going to use the digital accessory port. I'm just going to set that aside. This is what I bought originally for the USB, and it's got a little elbow there, and it plugs perfectly in here, and I was just going to zip tie it. Well, now he has one that fits in there because I noticed that this sticks up above. If you look at it this way, maybe it sticks up above the frame. So this may eventually wear. So I'm going to go ahead and get his USB accessory cable. But anyway, that'll be an accessory cable that'll be attached somewhere here. The other thing that was on that website at the bottom was this Anderson power port. I didn't realize I already had one, so I had bought a second one. You can see I already have it here on my radio. So that's going to mount in as well, and that brings the power plug in up front. So basically what we want here, like those images you saw, is all of these ports on the top and on the bottom out front. So we all get the concept, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the one thing I did was, now this is the same for both. This one is a 3.5 millimeter, and that will do CW or the speaker extension. So I only ordered one, and then I realized, well, I'm going to get into CW as well, so I better get a second one. So I went ahead and ordered a second one. So I've got both of those, and those will plug into back here. I've got my CW and my speaker, which I believe is, yeah, it's the right. Yep. I won't use the ALC port. If I had a tuner, it would plug in there, but I'm hoping to use resonant antennas when I use this is the idea, so I get full forward power and all that. So for the speaker and CW, I'm going to mount those here on the bottom so that both of those ports, similar ports, will be here on the bottom. And that's going to mount just like that. Can you see that okay? The light's not above me, so it's not showing maybe.
It's a little blurry, but it's there. You get the good idea of it.
Let me bring it down to the focus range. Okay, so these are just going to mount in just like that, right? And he's got these little teeny, I've already lost a couple, and Seth was nice enough to send me a couple extras with my last order. It's a very teeny little, if you're familiar with some of the gun manufacturer accessory kits like armoloq or some of those, it's kind of similar, and it goes in like this, uses an Allen wrench to tighten it, and it holds it securely inside these mounting spots. As you can see, he's got different horizontal, vertical, 45-degree, and long ones here. You can mount all along here, so it depends on how deep your pack is. You can mount these in to where, so for me, mine's going to be like this. It's going to be on these front two mounts. And then what that also does, mounted like that, is if I set it down, those become legs, because I can't use this right here, which is the leg. You flip it out. Right. So this will actually double as the leg if I ever set it down on its bottom like I normally would, and they're sturdy enough to hold it, and it won't be a problem. So the bottom here will be my CW and speaker, and that'll be the bottom side. I'm not sure where I put the power. The power may end up on the bottom as well. And then on the top side, we're going to run this for the coax. We're going to bring this one forward, and I guess it doesn't matter which way I use this. So if I want to stick that out further, probably that way, I guess. I've got to take this off to Allen wrench in that little nut, that screw. But this one's going to be forward. I'm not sure if I'll do it here or all the way up here. I'm really not sure yet, because these can slide, right?
I would do it right where you have it, so that you have a little bit of protection on that BNC connector. So if you drop it, it doesn't snap it. Yeah,
I agree. And what's cool about these is you can do them sideways too, so they can go in at an angle or however you want. It depends on what kind of pack you put it in, right? And then I've got this one, of course, is just temporary, but I have this to convert it to the I had a barrel connector somewhere, and I had this to just convert it to the 259 and run it out to my coax. But that's part of my kit that I had before. I had this as well, and so that I could just pop that on here and run the coax directly to it. If it was lighter, I don't want to put 400 or 213 on this. I want it to be something lighter. But this could also, not that I would really do this on HF, unless I was doing QRP, I could put a single antenna straight from there, right? And I think he shows that on some of his videos. But that way, when it's in the pack, I could literally put a little QRP signal stick type antenna just to sticking straight up out of there for
And
whatever band, I guess.
Chris has a good point here. He would take the rails off, install everything, and then put the rails back on.
Okay. All right. That's a good idea. And this is, this has been on for a while. I was excited to get it, so I couldn't wait to put it on, and I put it on there. But so that's what I'll have on top. I'll have the coax, I'll have the USB, and then the last one is that power. Well, not the last one, second to last one. Power, I haven't decided. I may cut some of this down, this wire. I may cut that down and reconnect it to where these fuses stay on it, but are maybe back further out of the way and not some bulky thing on the side. So I'll play with that, but the power will be installed somewhere there as well. And then the last thing is his Digirig connector. And this is the Digirig.
I would not cut the power connector back. In my
So you don't think making it small?
I would not cut it back because
Yeah.
it looks like you already have a splice there to begin with.
Yep.
And then, if you go to resell that, say someone else wants to make it back to as long as you have it now, that could, that's just more splicing, and after a while, that does eat up the transfer of electricity.
Well, what I thought I might do is, and this is a second cable. I got a backup power cable. I got a couple of them. What I might do is I'd cut past this splice. So this would be cut. This splice would be totally taken out, and I would connect this down to about like here, so that this isn't so long.
Right.
I wish this section was longer, to be honest, because I'd like to get the fuses back behind it so that the cable is the only thing that's up here like the rest of the cables. These fuses are just too big to have out like this.
Chris has a good question here. Does your bag have the bottom zipper so that you could use it and leave access to the fuse blocks?
So that's a good question, because the current bags I have are just those standard MOLLE backpacks that you get. I think I got 2 or 3 of them from Gigaparts, but I want one that fits snugly. And I think after searching, Tech Prepper's supplier doesn't make them anymore. So after searching and searching and searching for the right size, I can't find it. So that might be part of my video series. I may have to get some Cordura canvas and make it myself. I may be stitching it myself. And I thought of the heat issue. And so what I probably will do, if you look at some of those, like Tech Prepper has 2 different types that I've seen. One has just a strap over the middle that just straps right here, a Velcro strap that holds it in the case. Okay, it just straps over. And he's got another one that the whole top has kind of a cap that covers it all and then Velcros or snaps down. So what I think I'm going to do is, if I make it, the bottom, the main canvas is going to be mesh. This bottom portion will be mesh stitched into the 600D Cordura. And then I'll have a cap underneath that closes and keeps dust out. And I'll have a canvas cap on the top that closes. So when I operate, I can remove that cap. It can set like this on the metal frame, and it'll let that heat out. Right. Because that's something I did think of too. That's a good question. Oh, is that a link? Is that a cable link, or does he have a place that has backpacks that fit this perfect? I just really want it snug.
I don't know. I told him to send it to me on Discord, and I'll drop it for you. So that's the idea, guys. And I'm not going to spend the time. And I mean, we all know how to screw a screw in with an Allen wrench. So that's the idea. And then I was hoping to get some suggestions. The power or the heat issue was something that I did think of. And so that was my idea if I had to make it myself. Chat, Paul. He does have power poles on there. It's just making it shorter is the key that you want to do, right, Paul?
Yeah. So Chris, what it is, let me take these other ones off. And so basically what I want to do.
Bag.
Oh, because I was going to get the one that Gaston had, but I remember him saying his supplier doesn't make them anymore.
Chris, I do believe you have me on Discord. If I think you have me on Discord. Shoot me the link, and I can give it to Paul and drop it in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be great. Because if I had to make it, like I said, I was going to make the main body would, the bottom 3 or 4 inches would be mesh, and then I would have a fold over cap to kind of keep it protected better. But Chris, what I was going to do here was to have, my other cable is unused, and I think this is longer, and it might be better for me to use that cable so that I can get this power thing out a little further. But what I wanted to do was basically get rid of this section here and shorten it like this. So get rid of this circle so that when I had the plug powered in, the fuses are down here and out of the way. And then this would attach up here. I just didn't want the fuses on the side.
Paul, if I remember right, with those Yaesu type fuses, you can, I think there's a clip in there. I'd have to find one of my cables. I'm not near one, where you can split those apart.
You might be right. I think it pops
and then
out.
You could just tuck them under each, don't worry about it now, but that's just something to think about. You
can
tuck them on either side of the armoloq rails.
Because it's on a slide rail. It looks like, I bet I just push something in here and slide it off. That might work then. Right. And then that might work, because one of those by themselves, side by side or whatever, offset, is plenty flat. Because where'd it go? So this is the other thing. Since I've changed from the since I've changed from that accessory connector and I got the Digirig, this is going to bump it up anyway. And he sells a little L adapter so you're not up on top, and it brings it down a little bit. And I can't find it. I know I ordered it. I can't find it. So I don't know if I threw it away in the box or what.
It's there somewhere.
So yeah, it's got to be somewhere. So with the Digirig one, it does stick out a little bit. And then the Digirig, this is actually the new Digirig. So it's about 1/3 less size. But it's still, I snapped it in there, and it just snaps in there. I'll probably use my other Digirig, which is full size. It snaps in there nice and snug. And then you can see the holes here for the same type of screws. You can screw it on top, or you can put it on the side with that L adapter that I bought that I just can't find. It's just a little angle iron with the screw holes. And so the Digirig is how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to use the Rig Blaster plug and play anymore. I was kind of frustrated with this because I bought the cables for it, but this set of cables doesn't come with the USB cable for the new one.
Right.
Like the plug and play, you see it's got all the cables. It's also got a USB cable, which I don't have here. So I had to order a separate cable because I tried a standard. I just grabbed one, the A to B. No, not A to B. What was it? The C to B or whatever it is.
Oh,
and a standard.
It's USB.
Yeah, it's a USB-C.
So
I've got a ton of those, but it doesn't work.
Probably most of those are power delivery, not data cables, and that's why. Because for some reason, when they did the USB-C, and this has been a gripe among many YouTubers, they don't provide power and data in all the cables. There's some that provide both.
Yeah,
there's some that provide just power, some that provide just data. And there's a device that you can get on Amazon that will tell you what each cable is.
I need that because trying to connect my phone to my computer once, I went through 4 or 5 cables before I found an actual data cable. All the rest were just charging it. But it's definitely different. I tried 3 or 4 cables, and it would not recognize it as the audio codec that usually pops up. It wouldn't recognize it. So I had to order another one. So unfortunately, I don't have that. But so that'll be there. I'll deal with the power cables. I'll get all that stuff attached. I got to order the USB one.
Do you have an Amazon link, affiliate link? Are you affiliated Amazon yet?
I do, but I don't have one for whatever you're posting. You can post yours. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't have one. I was going to drop it in our private chat, and I'll drop this in the private chat. That is the USB tester.
Oh, okay.
So if you want
Wow,
to
that's
add,
pretty cool.
if you want to add your Amazon affiliate link to that and post it in the description afterwards, you can do that.
Okay. I'll put it in here as well. You need to get your affiliate link, Frank.
I don't make enough yet to do that. I don't have. So
Well, I'll talk to you after because I barely started it, but I'll let you. I'll tell you after we're done. I'll tell you you just need to start it.
well, since you brought that up, I'm
I'll
gonna plug this for 30 seconds. I'm
go
currently
ahead.
at 468 subs. Somebody, I don't know who, has been playing with me all day long. I've been switching between 468 and 469 all day today.
That's why you got to stop the live. You got to stop live broadcasting. Of course, people are going to play with you.
I wasn't even live today. That's the problem. But once I hit that magic number, I'll be able to get the Amazon affiliate link for my account.
Nice.
I am hoping to get to 500 in the next 7 days. So if you're
Yep.
watching Paul's channel and you're not subscribed to me,
Go subscribe.
I'll drop my link.
He posts more stuff than me. He had a great video with some YLs on discussing women in ham radio, and that's a great one. Just, what was it, 2 weeks ago, I think.
And that's because this coming Friday is going to be my next CQ chit chat.
So that's pretty much it for what I'm attaching. So for the next one, I will have everything attached. And then I'm going to go over some of the CW keys, but this is one of those cheaper keys. If it's all metal, magnetic, and it's small when you compare it to my Vibroplex over here. So when I travel and it's just a 3.5 millimeter jack and it comes with a box. So I'll go over that as well. I don't do CW yet. I'm just beginning. But I'll add more things beyond that. But before the next one, I'll have everything attached. So maybe the next one will be getting it in the bag or something else. If we get that bag link from Chris, that would be awesome.
Yeah, Chris,
because I want it to fit nice and snug in there, so it's not kind of moving around. Because the ones I have, there's a couple inches on either side. It has to move.
Absolutely. Chris, I think you're in Ham Radio Crash Course Discord. I think you're in there. I think that's where we've met. Find me in there or in Toads and tag me. And oh, okay. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
High ground, the key, PRC 17G.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Right.
Let's see here. Present. Oh, come on. There we go. Of course.
So I'm gonna estimate, guys, that it's about, well, because I mispurchased the accessory one and I double purchased the Anderson power pull one. I may have to get a table at a Hamcom and sell those.
Chris, is it this one that I have up on display?
It looks like a radio pack.
I just want to make sure it's the right one. This is the high ground gear, and that's the model number he gave. Okay, that's the right one. So I'll drop this.
Yeah.
I'll drop it.
And then I can add a MOLLE pack in front and add the battery and an accessory bag as well.
Fantastic.
That's cool. Thanks for that, Chris.
And I put it in the private chat as well for you, Paul.
Okay. I can add that to the, or we can save it for the next one. Maybe in the next one we'll do the pack. I'll order a pack and see and get the bags and everything and go from there. But that's everything as far as connecting my cables to this to get it ready to put in the pack. So we'll be ready for the pack next round. Any other suggestions, questions, ideas, thoughts?
As Paul said, tonight's going to be a quick night.
Just a brief one. I got back after being gone all day Saturday, and my wife was not a happy camper because she didn't have any time with me. So she had most of today, and then I'll get to bed on time like I normally do.
Michael wants to know how everyone's field day was.
Go ahead, Frank.
Field day for me consisted of the 2 live streams I did yesterday. One was for about an hour and a half or so before Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course, and the second one was after Josh over at Ham Radio Crash Course, which was about almost 3 hours long. And Chris says, check out the new DR891 Digirig. Isn't that what you have there?
Yeah, that's what this one is. It's about a third. It's about 30% smaller than the other one I have. And so once I get that USB cable, it will it'll basically run just the same way this Rig Blaster plug and play did, which I love. This was $100, and it served me for a long time when I traveled and did field day and stuff and ran the digital station. But yeah, this is. I wish I had the other one, but you can see here, this is the box that armoloq makes for the Digirig, and look at how much smaller this is. Oh wait, let me turn it around. So the other one fits inside. See this indentation here? Look at the size difference.
Yeah.
So it's smaller, and it's thinner too. So I noticed that immediately. So yeah, I just got that one. My other one's just the standard one. This is the one I'll use on my
Chris says
box.
simplifies the connections. Yeah, that's what is it? One USB and 2 audio.
Yeah, so it's the same 2 audio. It's these 2 audios, and that's why I bought this, not thinking about the USB cable. So you get those 2 audio cables, and then you'll get a USB-C to, is it USB A that goes into the computer, or B? I always confuse those two.
A goes in the A is always in the computer.
So it's an A to C, and I'll put it is on Amazon, and it's only, I want to say $20, but I can post that as well later. Actually, it popped up right here. So this one claims to be with ferrites and all that, and when I get it, I'll test it and see if it doesn't have interference and all that, and we'll see how it works. But that's the data cable supposedly that will work.
So what did you do for field day then?
So I was planning on going to Bridgeport earlier and kind of maybe helping with setup a little bit, but our church group sent out another, I think it was a little over 500. 2 weeks ago, we had a 900+ group go out to Valley View where the tornado hit and did a lot of damage, and they were doing a cleanup. And this, I wasn't supposed to be part of this last Saturday's, but the guy asked me if I would come help with his comms, and so because he was by himself, last time we had 3 people. Oh, wow. So I went ahead and went out to Valley View. That was about an almost 50-minute drive north of Denton, and was out there till about noon, 12:30, and then I drove from there to Bridgeport and was out at Bridgeport for a few hours, just chatting and talking. Talked a lot with Mike, K8MRD, about his mobile mount, and I noticed he got his from a different company. Mine does have a little more wobble. It's one of those hood mounts. Right. And I noticed that his mount sits lower than my mount. So his has less wobble because it doesn't stick up as high. So I'm going to actually message. Mount? Yeah. And so I had my ATAS on it. It wobbles too much. It's fine with the VHF, UHF, but the ATAS weight, it was too wobbly on mine. So I got mine from Walcott Radio, and I'm going to email them, let them know that it's very wobbly for an HF antenna, and they could reduce the height of that makes it too flexible easily by an inch, and it would be a lot more firm.
So he got his from, or was it Chris at Comet?
I can't remember, but
he said his video, but he got it.
Yeah, it's in the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, his is nicer, but mine will work, and that was my VHF UHF side anyway, so I'm not worried about it. But I need one for the passenger side, like he got, and the company he's gone through. They're making them for both sides, but they don't make any for Jeep or Toyota, and I need Jeep and Toyota, so I've still got to find someone that can make one for my passenger side, and that will be the HF side. So I just need that one to be a little stronger.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, that was it. I came home. I was going to try to do some mobile, but it was just too wobbly, and I didn't trust going 75 miles an hour to do it.
So apparently the DR891 is slightly different than the smaller one, and is supposedly already configured for the 891. and Mike had to make an alteration to his Digirig to attenuate for the 891. I remember him doing a video about that within the last month and a half or so here.
Yeah, I just, because of, well, was it, I can't remember now if it was Gaston or was it Mike that did the video last week on it? Was that, I think it was Tech Prepper.
It had to have been Gaston because Mike's been at least a month since he did his 891 video.
Yeah, the Tech Prepper did it, I believe, and so I went and ordered it immediately. So I got the right one.
And apparently Michael went to Lark, Lara, and DCAR's field day sites.
Yeah, Mike went to a few of them.
And he said he went to all three of those and did not operate a single HF radio. Well, hey, Mike, hey, that happens. I mean, technically I operated a radio. I didn't transmit, but I operated a radio. So, you know, yeah, I get it.
Okay, so I'm wondering now.
Good.
Yeah, okay, this doesn't look right. So his has two. Why did I get I got the two wrong cables then?
Oh no.
Let me look. If you want to link Michael, he did a good video on showing those. He went to those sites and did a premiere today. I can't find my Digirig. Yeah, this is the right Digirig. I just got the wrong cable. Here, let me bring it down to my screen here. So this was the link I did from Tech Prepper and ordered Digirig Mobile. But this one shows a USB cable right there.
You want to know something? I hate to say this, but I don't think I can view that video from Mike yet.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check with him again. Yeah, you're right, Chris. When I'm looking at the cable here, it's a 3. One of them is a 3.5 millimeter to the accessory port, and the other one is 3.5 millimeter to the USB-B, which goes to the back of the radio. There isn't a third cable, so that's more like what the Rig Blaster does. Is one's the accessory port, and then the other's the USB for cat control, because for some reason they did the audio on that radio out of the accessory port and not the USB. But I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to see.
D's late to the show. He's just coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even double check that, so I'm gonna have to look and see which one. I think I got the wrong cables. Thought it was a kit. Oh, see, these are the cables I got. Come on. Let me see which ones I got. Yeah, it's these two cables right here for some reason. I have those two and not the USB one. So, all right, I'll have to figure that out. I'll message them. Maybe I did something wrong. The unit itself is the right one, but anyway.
Something to work out between now and next week. Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Welcome, D. macOS FT. D, did you get the new Digirig, or was that the original Digirig? Because both my HF mobiles are 891, so I figured I might as well get one specifically for it. And then you got Michael's field day. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the original, I could use it, but then it would be the USB cable, USB plug to your computer. Then okay, good. All right. Well, that's it. If there's no other comments or anything, thanks guys for joining us, and hopefully you recovered from field day. I'll put more information in the description afterwards once it posts as a video. Anything else for you, Frank? Did you already say what you got coming up this week?
Oh, just the usual. I have a video coming out Tuesday night ahead of Ham Radio Clubhouse, Thursday at 10 Central, my NorCal SwapNet, and then Friday, I'm not sure what time it's going to be, somewhere between 6 and 9 Central, will be CQ Chit Chat again, because it's every 2 weeks and it's time for that again. And this
Nice.
time it's going to be an after action type report of Field Day, but it's going to have a twist to it. So I'll leave it.
Uh-oh. Yeah, don't spoil the
I'm
twist.
throwing all these twists out at everybody to entice them.
So Chris was struggling with WSJTX, but all right. Well, I'll figure out my cable issue, and then on the next one, the next part of this CommsPack, I'll see if I have it all figured out. Thanks for pointing that out, Chris.
Chris, I will say this: if you're having input and output audio with issues with WSJTX, go watch the live stream I just did Friday evening with Wes VA5MUD. I show how to set everything up for optimal FT8 usage.
Very good. All right. That's going to be it, guys. Thanks, Frank, for coming.
And the button.
Yep. I appreciate it. 73s. Good night. See you guys next week on Sunday Night Ragchew.
Later.